What is up, YouTube? It is Duke here from Sportsgamerz.com, and in this video I want to go over one of the best, in my opinion, run and pass options in Madden 20. So the run and pass option is definitely new this year, and it's definitely an effective offensive tactic that I want to cover. Now, just a reminder, guys, if you want to get some great videos, on a weekly basis, we're going to be posting lots of videos this year. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything. Also, if you want to improve your Madden game, go over to Sportsgamerz.com. We have had the best tips in the world for Madden for well over a decade now. We're tried and true with the best content. Anyways, that said, I want to show you, in my opinion, my favorite ways to use the run and pass option this year. So I'm actually in the run heavy playbook right now. This is single back A slot, and the play I want to look at is stretch alert bubble. So the reason why I like this run and pass option is a few different reasons. First of all, it's based off of stretch, which, as you guys know, is one of the best runs in the game this year. So just the simple fact alone that we have stretch as the run that it's off of, it's going to be really effective. You obviously can hand it off to a guy like Todd Gurley. If you have the arm bar, it's even more effective. But, we do have a bubble screen opposite the stretch. So you can't get too overzealous stopping the stretch, because if I see you blitzing, I can very easily just throw that bubble screen and, try to get as much yards as possible. Obviously, right there, I only got like one or two because that was a good open field tackle. But, there's definitely an ability to get more yards. And you can flip it, run it either way, whatever the case may be. My read when I'm running this play is basically very simple. As you can see right there, arm bar in action. So here's kind of what I look at when I'm running this play. Basically, guys, what I do is immediately when I snap the ball, and I kind of look at this pre-snap too. Like pre-snap, I look to see if someone's aligned over the slot receiver. Because if somebody is, obviously I never know what assignment they're in, but if someone's aligned right over the top of him, I have more of a feeling that maybe the bubble screen is going to be defended well, but still there's a chance it might not be. But if no one's aligned over him, I pretty much know it's probably going to be a good bet to be open. So what I do is basically at the snap, I just look over in the slot and I see what's going on. Now here, I honestly could have thrown to him because that guy ended up blitzing, but the thing I did notice is someone was shooting out over there pretty quickly. So even if I did throw to him, I probably would have got about 5-6 yards. But, it would have been a good gain. I could have got more, obviously, if I made that first guy miss. But here, I looked and I basically saw that it was me with the safety, basically, one-on-one with an armbar running back. So once I saw that, I handed the ball off. But your first read always should just be looking what's going on with the slot receiver. And if, they're not blitzing you, if they are blitzing you or just no one's over there or the coverage just isn't tight, go ahead and throw it out there. But you have to make this read quick. So if you don't like that, then you're going to want to hold down the handoff button to hand the ball off to the running back on the stretch. Now, like I said, you can't flip this play to run it on either side of the field. Personally, I like to have room on the bubble screen. I feel like the stretch, I don't need as much room, but some people might look at it the opposite way. Either scenario, you probably want to have your fastest guy, as far as receiver in the slot to run the bubble screen, although it's going to be different whether you flip the play or not. So, it definitely is smart to pay attention to that for sure. So here, there's just so many different looks you can look at. We're just going to switch it up a bit. This is a cover 2. We were in a cover 3 blitz the play before, and, got a good gain right there. Now, also keep in mind that, you will be reliant on that outside receiver to block his defender that's over there. Because if he sheds just as he does here, if he holds the block, we're good. But he shed it, so I had to make him miss. And I did just that, got a nice gain. But just keep in mind, you definitely need a good blocking receiver on the outside. Because, even if it's a good look, if that guy just doesn't block his man, you're not going to get much yards. But these bubble screens are really effective this year. You can consistently make it so that, if they're not in the proper defense, you're going to be picking up, 10 plus yards with the ability to potentially score a touchdown just off a bubble screen alone. Now, I would say the best way to stop the bubble screens is one of two things. Either A, have it manned up as we do here, and you can see if you can flip it to get away from it, but obviously we're not able to. Or B, we could potentially have just a hard flat lined up over that slot receiver. In either case, he's probably going to be stopped well. But you can see the thing that's so powerful about this particular one, is if you commit, defenders to being aligned over the slot receivers, you're pretty much gonna, on the opposite side of the field, be weak. Like if you see these defenders lined up over the slot, you're gonna be weak because now you're not gonna have as many guys to defend the stretch the opposite way, especially this year the way the game is right now with the run. And if you have an armbar running back, all it takes is one armbar and you can be off to the races, or at least get a nice 10-15 yard run, right? So I really like this combo, and you see I am messing around flipping it and not flipping it. It just depends what I see, how the defense is aligned. The other thing about this formation is they can't just come out of something stupid like dollar. So yes, dollar, you could have a lot of defenders on the outside, to where you could have defenders on the outside to defend both the bubble screen and the stretch. But this is a slot single back. You want to do something like this? All I have to do is call HB dive, and I pretty much have a free 5 or 6 yards, if not more. So you can't get stupid and just come out and be like, oh, I'm going to run nickel 3-5 wide, or dollar, or something stupid like that, because then you're just giving up the dive. This isn't really a scheme video, but I just did want to say, it was seeing common sense. But if you've seen the defense line up in something like this to where they have outside leverage with, the way their defense is aligned to stop potentially bubble screen in a stretch, just have to dive in your audibles. But honestly, this is a really good formation period. It has some really good passing plays. So right off the bat, when you have a nice run game and the run pass option, I just feel like it's a really tough formation in general. But it definitely will make the defense back off from blitzing you too much. Like if you see them blitz happy, for sure, you will make them think twice about that. It's not just going to be, let's just blitz like crazy. They're going to have to guess, if they think you're running or not. Because if you hit them with the bubble screen enough, I promise you they're going to stop doing it. Granted, again, that just wasn't the best blocking, but we're going to have, the ability to attack you with these bubble screens. And, it's kind of, it's kind of frustrating where you see all that room and you only get 3 yards because the safety flew down so fast. But, the bubble screen is definitely a big threat in this year's game, and I feel like this is a great play to take advantage of it. For the guys that want to blitz 7 people at you all game long, the bubble screen is definitely a great call. That's essentially, the people that want to run 3-4 odd, 3-4 bear, those types of formations where they're just blitzing 7 guys at you. I kind of tried to, imitate that here by picking this 4-6 bear blitz, and you can see the room you're going to have when someone does that. So you're going to make things difficult on them. They're not just going to be able to come out, blitz you like crazy, or even just all the way try to stop the run. Because if you see them base aligning, or just in general playing good run defense, it is a lot harder to stop the run when there's also a pass threat on the same play. And, I just cannot seem to get any blocking on this outside corner. It's kind of pathetic, but I might have to, one thing is, though, obviously, depending upon how you're scheming, you could definitely put a tight end or just someone better blocking out there, for sure, because this guy is absolutely getting whooped right now. But, again, you don't even have to, always go with the stretch or the bubble screen. That's why it's the option. So here, I'm looking out there, and I immediately see that defender bite in to the middle of the field. I threw the bubble screen. However, if that defender would have stayed at home, I would have went and handed the ball off to the stretch. So hope this tip kind of sheds some light on one of the better run and pass options in the game and how to exactly execute it. I don't feel like the execution part is that complicated, but once you understand what you're doing, I definitely feel like it's a very effective tool in this year's game. Obviously, we can't just run this every play, because, it's not, there's really 2 reads. It's not like we have 10 reads or anything, So, you can't run it every single play, but it definitely is a very powerful tool when mixed into a scheme, which, I already kind of gave you a decent idea with, you see something like dollar or a 3-5 wide that's really spread out to where they could possibly defend the stretch and the bubble screen. run a dive. And then again, if you just go look at this in practice mode, I'm sure, especially in this run-heavy playbook, this formation, you'll see a lot of dots too. So I would say the run and pass option is one of the more effective ways to move the ball on offense in Madden 20. At the same time, you definitely will want to scheme around it for maximum effectiveness. Excuse me, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we will see y'all next time with some more great Madden 20 content.